smell something?
Hey guys, welcome back. So today I got a very special episode for you because I'm wearing my Regal Robot shirt, which can mean only one thing. The Regal Robot Wampa puppet replica is in the house. So today we're going to take a look at it, learn some history about it, and guys, this thing is just insane. So let's go take a look at it. Now, first and foremost, check out this little detail that Regal Robot added on here by throwing in the Wampa warning sticker from a deleted scene from Empire Strikes Back, which goes to show the level of detail that they put into their products. And this one's no exception because this is their latest addition to the archive collection, which is the Wampa puppet replica. But more specifically, this is the Legacy edition, which comes with a hand-drawn sketch by Phil Tippett. And just like all the pieces from the archive collection, Regal Robot went into the Lucasfilm archives and digitally scanned the original Wampa puppet to create this replica. And man, they did such an amazing job on this. And this is by far one of those grail pieces that most Star Wars collectors want in their collection. And I'm just so happy they decided to make this. Look at this. It's just beautiful. But before we get into the details of the replica, we should probably learn some history about the real puppet. Now, a lot of people weren't aware that the Wampa in Empire Strikes Back was actually a handheld puppet. And the owner of Regal Robot, Tom Spina, sat down with Phil Tippett to learn more about the puppet and the process of making that scene. And you can watch the full interview on Regal Robot's YouTube channel and on their group page on Facebook.
Did you decide on a hand puppet right away?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. No, because it was towards the end of the schedule when we finished a lot of our stuff. And we just kind of had to slip it in.
You guys just shot that on a beautiful sunny day in California with green grass, and no one ever noticed that for 40 years.
The angle was such that we cropped the hills out, I do believe.
Didn't see it.
And we shot it in the morning, which tended to be overcast, because the location was overcast. It might have been a little bit of blue sky, but, nobody cared about that kind of continuity as long as it wasn't like a super bright, sunny,
right,
blue sky day. Well, the size was really determined by, I had a taxidermy animal mouth. I think it was a wolf or something like that. And so that was, I built around that. And then I put, bigger teeth in the front. And the tongue was part of the trophy thing. Glass animal eyes that I popped in, and then I just built up the face really quickly. Would whip up foam latex, as it starts to solidify. It's really easy to go in with a tool and create wrinkles and everything, and get the texture quickly that way, and then throw it in the oven. And I built up the rest of it with I think just upholstery foam, and then found some white fake fur and then dress that up with paraffin.
Looking at that mouth, on the real puppet, because it's old, you don't want to yank the mouth open and get in there. So when we were in the archives, we actually had to use an endoscope.
And there's so much more in that interview that you guys need to watch. So definitely go check that out. But I really do think that the mouth and the teeth on the Wampa are really what makes this thing so menacing. And like Tom said, they actually went in there and digitally scanned each individual tooth and, trying to figure out where all the teeth belong. And they just did an amazing job at making them look realistic. I mean, look, they look like real animal teeth, right? All dirty, and like Tom said, there's some broken ones in there that just give it, a lot of history and a lot of story behind them. And again, it is just such an amazing job that Regal Robot did at replicating the original screen used puppet. Has all these like little beads, right, of that material that they were talking about, that just kind of gives it the illusion that snow is on the fur. And again, it's not just white. The fur has color in it, and it's actually pretty hard to get on camera because obviously it's white. But luckily in my collection room, the walls are dark and it's kind of a darker space, so you're able to really appreciate all those highlights and all the weathering that went into this Wampa. Which actually brings up an interesting point, because we grew up kind of looking at all these books and images of the Wampa, and we always assumed that it had blood around the mouth. But in fact, the original one never actually had blood. And what that kind of yellowy orange staining is actually old glue that just turned that color over decades in the archives. And Regal Robot made the choice to make the puppet more like the screen used puppet as it originally was on the screen, instead of how it sits in the archives 40 years after the film. So let's talk about the editions. So there's going to be 100 of these legacy editions with the sketch. It also is going to come with Phil Tippett's signature and of course the Wampa. There's also going to be a signature edition, and that one's going to be limited to 125, and it won't come with the sketch. And both of these editions are going to be available on February 20th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Regal Robot's website. The Legacy Edition is going to retail at $29.99, and the Signature Edition is going to be $24.99. Now, both of these are going to be eligible for the 12-month payment plan through Regal Robot's website, so definitely take advantage of that, because this is definitely one of those pieces that you cannot afford to miss. It is going to be one of the most sought-out replicas out there. I mean, next to the Rancor puppet, this thing is probably the most anticipated replica in the collecting world, really. Because they're such limited edition, I anticipate these will sell out real fast, both the Legacy and the Signature editions. I mean, look at the detail on this. I mean, even though it's covered by the fur, the detail on the horns is just amazing. And I mean, I just can't believe this is in my collection now. It is just such an amazing piece. I mean, from every single angle that you look at this, the Wampa is just so menacing, and it is just shocking that I have this in my collection now. I'm telling you, I'm giddy, because this is the latest addition to my favorite puppets, and Regal Robot already created all three of my favorite puppets, the Salacious Crumb puppet, the Rancor puppet, and now the Wampa puppet. And these things just look so awesome together. I mean, all three of these pieces are holy grails in Star Wars collecting, and I'm just so fortunate to have all three of them. But man, something about this Wampa that, geez, I love this thing. And I think my biggest problem is going to be how to display all of these three together, because they really do complement each other. And I'm just so in love with this thing. So there it is, guys. The Regal Robot Wampa Puppet Replica Legacy Edition. And don't forget to set your timers for February 20th, 2024 at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and make sure you go to regalrobot.com and pre-order this thing immediately, because I do anticipate both editions will sell out. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know how I can make these videos better, and can't wait to show you what is next. So don't forget to hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys.